we're diving headfirst into the dumpster fire that is the Philadelphia 76ers, who are currently on an 8-game losing streak so brutal it's practically performance art. Paul George summed it up perfectly after their latest flop, saying, showing no signs of a team that will compete. And let's be real, the guy's got a front row seat to the chaos. Too bad he's part of it. Today, we're roasting the Sixers, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and the maestro of this mess, Nick Nurse, whose coaching is so terrible it deserves its own wing in the Hall of Shame. First up, the Sixers as a whole. 8 straight losses, that's not a slump. That's a full-blown existential crisis. This team couldn't compete in a pickup game at the YMCA right now. They're passing the ball like it's a live grenade, and their defense looks like they're auditioning for a Swiss cheese biopic. It's a disaster so complete, even the Philly fanatic's probably hiding in a dumpster somewhere, too embarrassed to show his face. Now let's talk about Nick Nurse, the supposed genius behind this train wreck. This guy's coaching is so terrible, it's like he's trying to sabotage the team from the inside. You got a roster with Paul George and Joel Embiid, 2 all-stars, mind you, and Nurse can't figure out how to make it work. His game plan looks like he drew it up on a napkin during halftime, probably with ketchup stains still on it. The offense is a chaotic mess, like a bunch of kids playing hot potato, and the defense... Let's just say opponents are scoring so easily, they're probably sending Nurse thank you notes after every game. Seriously, Nick Nurse's rotations are a mystery wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a migraine. 1 minute he's benching Embiid for an entire quarter like he did against the Nets, because some random lineup had a good feel. Bro, what are you feeling? The vibe of a 20-point deficit. Then he's out here overanalyzing with his staff during timeouts instead of, I don't know, actually coaching the players. The team's lost faith in this guy. Paul George is basically eulogizing the season mid-game, and you can't blame him when Nurse's system looks like it was designed to lose. Speaking of Paul George, aka Podcast P, welcome to Philly, where your dreams go to die. This dude came in thinking he'd be the missing piece, but under Nurse's terrible coaching, he's averaging a career low in vibes. No signs of a team that will compete. Paul, you're out there looking like you're competing for the saddest podcast guest spot. Maybe if Nurse drew up a play that didn't end in a contested mid-range jumper, you'd have something to smile about. But nah, you're stuck in this sinking ship, and Nurse forgot the lifeboats. And then there's Joel Embiid, the process turned plotting. This guy's supposed to be the franchise cornerstone, but with Nurse at the helm, he's jogging around like he's saving energy for the offseason. Joel, we get it. You're a giant with a highlight reel, but can you move faster than a sloth on sedatives? Nurse benches him for entire quarters, then wonders why the team's getting smoked. Maybe if Nick stopped treating Embiid like a part-time employee and actually built an offense around him, we wouldn't be here. Instead, it's all trust the process. Yeah, the process of missing the playoffs. Let's zoom out for a second. Nurse, George, and Embiid. It's the unholy trinity of dysfunction. Nick Nurse's terrible coaching has turned a talented roster into a walking punchline. The chemistry's so bad, you'd think they met 5 minutes before tip-off. Paul's throwing shade, Joel's lumbering around, and Nurse is out there scribbling plays that look like a toddler's art project. 8 losses in a row, and the only thing they're competing for is the lottery pick. Philly fans deserve better than this circus. Picture this. The Sixers are down big. Nurse calls a timeout, and instead of rallying the troops, he's huddled with his assistants like they're solving world hunger. Meanwhile, the players are just staring into the void, probably wondering why they signed up for this. Nick Nurse's terrible coaching isn't just tanking games, it's tanking morale. At this point, the only thing he's leading is the charge to fire him. So wrapping it up, Paul George is calling it quits midseason, Joel Embiid moving in slow motion, and Nick Nurse's terrible coaching is the glue holding this catastrophe together, or rather failing to. 8 straight losses, no fight, no hope, just a masterclass in futility. Philly, you're the punchline of the NBA right now, and Nurse is the guy who wrote the joke. Better luck next year, assuming he's not still around to botch that. So there you have it, folks. The Philadelphia 76ers, where the losses pile up, the stars point fingers, and the fans are one step away from rioting or just switching to Eagles games full time. Paul George says there's no signs of a team that will compete, and honestly, he's underselling it. This team's showing no signs of competence, cohesion, or a clue. Stay tuned when we roast another squad, though let's be real, they'll probably still look like champs compared to this dumpster fire.